What's up YouTube, Dan here, and welcome to a FIFA 14 career mode guide video, and we're going to be looking at the best goalkeepers to buy on FIFA 14 career mode. So this is a series I did on FIFA 13 and it really went down well, so I've decided to return to it in this game. And in front of me I do have around about 10 to 15 different goalkeepers, which really caught my eye on foothead.com, which I will leave a link in the description below. So this kind of series went down so well on FIFA 13, so I thought about bringing it back, and I'm finally going to do it. And maybe I should have done it a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to have a look at some of these goalkeepers. I've got around, as I said, around about 10 to 15 different goalies and their potentials and what I do like about them. So we're going to start with the first goalie. It's going to be Leno. In my eyes, he's basically a cheap version of ter Stegen, and if you can't get ter Stegen, try Bernard Leno. His potential isn't as good, but he still gets to around about 85. And he has got good reflexes, diving and kicking, and he really does stand up for me. I used him in a couple of career modes in FIFA 13, yet to use him on this game, but he seems like a decent player, and he's only 21 years old as well. So we're actually going in alphabetical order as well, so there's no real orders to this, but you might have seen from the thumbnail we did have Manuel Neuer, and I think the other one was Courtois as well, so you know they're going to be in this goalkeeper video. So the next player is going to be a player called Christian Bonilla, and he seems to have some decent stats. I think he's rated around about 70 to 75 or something like that, and he gets the potential around about 85. Our next goalie is going to be a well-known goalie. It's going to be the Man United first team goalie. It's going to be David De Gea, 82 rated and 22 years old. You see his stats, all his stats you can see his stats because he's obviously one of the biggest players in the world, one of the biggest goalies in the world, and he gets the potential, wait for it, 87, so that's a really good potential, gone up I think +1 since FIFA 13. He's got good diving, good kicking, but basically all his stats will go up, and you remember, these players can actually outpass, or what's the word for it, they can grow past their potential. So say for example De Gea can get to 87, he can well easily get to 90, I really mean that. So our next player, our fourth player of this episode, is going to be Diego Alves. I'm thinking he's 28 years old, he's not going to have too good of a potential, but goalkeepers are a bit different because goalkeepers don't retire to around about a 36, 37. On the other hand, players retire a couple of years earlier, so they don't really go down as much because obviously they don't do as much running as players, and they don't really lose any fitness, that kind of thing, if you know what I mean. So his potential is around about 86, 87, which is really good as well, and he's got really good reflexes, which I remember from FIFA 13. So our next two goalies are going to be first Muslera, who's actually moved from Atletico Madrid to Galatasaray, I think it was, and his potential is 87. And our second goalie is going to be Willy, and he plays for a team I can't pronounce, but he's 21 years old. He starts off around about 68, I think he is, and he gets the potential around about 84. Remember, he can get to around 86, 87, so he might be a player I might buy if I ever do a lower league career mode, if I ever do that in the future. So Muslera, I think he did move from Atletico Madrid. Leave that in the comment section below if you do know that. So our next goalkeeper is going to be Jack Butland, in my opinion, the next future England goalkeeper, once Joe Hart has retired, that kind of thing, if you know what I mean. A couple of years younger than Joe Hart, so he will get a couple of years, and it depends if Joe Hart keeps making mistakes. Jack Butland could well get his first appearance in a couple of years' time, hopefully. I really want to see how good he can become, and he actually starts off at Birmingham. He's moved to Stoke recently in the transfer window, and his potential is 87 as well, so quite similar to Lieli as well. You're going to see it in this episode. So our next goalkeeper is going to be the main goalie for me. It's going to be Manuel Neuer, 86 rated and 27 years old, sorry, and he's got great goalkeeping stats, all of them in the green, which you always like, and they're obviously going to go up because his potential is 91. Imagine him getting to around 92, 93, you can really imagine that, and he's an amazing goalie, and nothing gets past him when he's in form. So our next goalie is going to be ter Stegen, kind of like a younger version of Neuer and a more expensive version of Bernard Leno, and you can notice there's a lot of German goalkeepers really blossoming in the Bundesliga. So and this goalkeeper is actually ter Stegen, and one thing I did notice in AC Milan career mode in FIFA 13, did make a lot of mistakes, and he's not a massive fan of you guys. I know a lot of you have said that you don't really like him, but in my opinion he's a great goalie. Used him a couple of times on Ultimate Team, and he seems like a really talented goalkeeper. He gets to around about 87. So as I said, Lieli is going to feature in today's episode. You probably guessed that because his potential is, again, like Butland, 87. That's just insane. 20 years old goalkeeper as well, obviously, and he's got good goalkeeping reflexes. You don't know too many of his stats because he's only 68 rated or something like that, which is really low. Maybe a bit higher than that, but around about 60 to about 75, I think. So as I said, his potential is around about 87. So our next goalie is going to be Rui Patricio. I was kind of looking around for him, seeing what his potential was. He actually starts off as an 81, and he gets to a potential around about 85 to 86, which again is fantastic, and he's a bit cheaper as well. I think he's worth around about 6 million, which is a bit cheaper, and he's one of those players which will surpass their potential. He'll get to around about 87, I guess. So our next goal is going to be Courtois on loan from Chelsea. I think once he's back at Chelsea, Czech won't be used too much in the future, maybe a couple of years' time, once Courtois got some experience under his belt. So you can see 84 rated, 21 years old. He's worth 9 million. He's got good diving, good positioning, and some good other stats. So that's going to be the last goalkeeper in this episode. If you want to see a right backs, a left backs, a centre backs kind of edition, and you want me to continue the series, remember to hit that like button, and maybe we could reach 25 likes. I'll just be insane, guys. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.